Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG. And this is going to be one of my variegated videos. I'm just going to be talking about a bunch of random stuff. I do have some yarn to show, and a big chunk of this video is going to be about my Christmas, because I just had my Christmas. Of course, you probably are thinking, I just had my Christmas too, like 3 months ago, because by the time this comes out, I'm sure it's way after Christmas. But I'm going to be talking about mine, because I just had it the other day, and so I'm going to be talking about that, and then just like a bunch of random stuff. And I'm going to try to go in order with my notes, but it doesn't really matter. It's just going to be all over the place like every single one of my other videos. But I'll start with the first thing is because I'm going to sort of recap the days leading up to Christmas, and then my Christmas, and then it's a couple days after Christmas, and so I'm just going to recap all that. But I filmed my video for that I was going to be posting on Christmas, or what I was going to do is I was going to post a video on Christmas Day, because I wanted to have like a special crochet related video to post on Christmas Day, and I knew that like only the really hardcore fans, no, the really hardcore people that are on my channel would watch it, because most people are going to be celebrating with their family, and so I knew that like if you're clicking on my video on like actual Christmas Day, then you must really care about my channel and my ridiculous ass. But so I wanted to make like something like a really special video, and so I thought what I was going to do was I was going to and what I did, what I was going to do, no, what I did was I set up a little tree in my room here, and I just put some lights on it, and I took my I'm just going to leave this in. My speech issues are really ramped up lately and everything else, but I'm just going to leave it in, because it's becoming a pain in the ass to edit my videos around this stuff when I'm going through my health issues flaring up right now. So I'm just going to leave it in. Because I don't have the energy to sit at a computer for 3 hours editing a freaking video, but whatever. And so I took my little ornament off of my Christmas tree, my actual Christmas tree that like I've said, I keep up all year, because we just love Christmas, and it's the one I got on Amazon. It says crochet on it, and it's a little skein of yarn, and so I thought I'll put that on a tiny little tree in here, and with some lights. And I wanted to use the little box that has been on my I'm sure I've had like multiples, because that one, the original must have gotten lost over the years, but I got a replacement on eBay years ago. It's this little box, and it's by the company Mr. Christmas, and this is not sponsored by Mr. Christmas. I'm going to be talking really fondly about that company, but this isn't sponsored by them at all. But it's this little green box, and you plug your lights into it, the lights on your Christmas tree, and it plays music, and then the lights blink in sync with the music. And so it's such a huge part of our Christmas. I mean, like in that Christmas video, I put some home movies at the very end, and you can see over the home movies, you can hear my mom playing the piano. It was in a cassette tape that she sent to my dad when he was out to sea, because he was in the Navy. And so I thought it'd be kind of nice to put something like my mom playing the piano in the background. And so but you can see in those videos, in those little glimpses of my home movies, my lights blinking, along with the music. And so like we've had that as part of our Christmas tradition for since I can remember. And so I wanted to have that in the video, and have like the little tree there with the ornament on it and blinking. And then I set up that used to be before I expanded this yarn room. Remember there was that video where I was like expanding the room, and I expanded onto that wall, and there was a little rocking chair over there. So but there's no room there now because of all the shelves. So I brought that rocking chair in here, and I set it like right over here, and then I put my see, I'm so off, I forgot to even put my my blanket on here, the little throw blanket thing, or the it's not a throw, but what it's supposed to be is a chair back. But Michaels hasn't gotten any more of this Impression saltwater taffy colorway in yet. Like they had the 3 skeins, I made this, and it wasn't enough, and then they never got any more in, and still. So I don't know. I'm so off because of the holidays and stuff, and what's going on with my health and everything. I didn't even think to put the thing on here, but because it's been so long since I did a video. But this thing. So I put this on the back of that chair, and then I wanted to like crochet, and so I thought I'll crochet on the blanket that should be done, but it's not. It's the whole reason I learned to crochet in the first place is I wanted to make my mom a blanket, to make her the blanket that she wouldn't make herself. And so I've talked about it in a previous video, the whole story, but this video is going to be long enough. I'm not going to go into the details, but I'm still working on that blanket because I'm using single crochet stupidly, because I mean, it's going to be really nice. It's going to be the stitches are really close together and really small, and it's going to be like a really warm blanket. But at the same time, you know, if you know anything about crochet, the single crochet is like the worst thing to start out with if you're going to make a blanket, because it takes so long. And so of course I'm all over the place and scatterbrained and a total mess anyway, and a procrastinator on one hand, and then my brain is all over the place and doing all kinds of other things. And so that's why the blanket isn't done yet. But I wanted to work a little bit on that while I was listening to the music of the tree. And just make this really nice, hopefully comforting Christmas video. And I was going to put it out on Christmas, but I thought because my brother and sister-in-law and niece were coming over on Christmas Eve, because they have their Christmas at their house on Christmas Day, I thought it would be kind of nice to like put the video out on Christmas Eve, like right when I knew that they were coming over on Christmas Eve, so that if you were actually there on YouTube and you clicked on it right away, then you got to kind of celebrate Christmas with me the second like I was celebrating with my family, to make you feel like you're because you all are part of my family. The people that are like, if you're giving of your time and like watching my videos all this time and putting up with my stuttering, jumbling mess of an ass and talking about all these like random stuff. It's like, oh, crocheting with EG, but then I can see like all this stuff on this table right now, and half of it's not even crochet related. But if you're still watching my videos and stuff, obviously you're a part of my family, whether you like it or not. No, whatever. And so I wanted to. I thought it'd be like a nice thing to like put the video out the second we were celebrating with our family, because like you're sort of a part of my family now. Again, like whether you like it or not, but whatever. And so so I put that video out, and but when I was editing the video, what I was worried about was I didn't know if like the music box was going to cause an issue, like with copyright and all that kind of stuff, because I know that like in that music box, God, this story has already started like really long, and I have so much to get to. But anyway, I knew that like I went through the list of all the songs in that little music box, and I knew that 2 of them were songs that weren't in the public domain. So I was gonna already go ahead and edit out 2 of the songs to make sure that I was only using the public domain songs, so I didn't run into any kind of issue with copyright and all that. And that would be my luck. I would get monetized on YouTube, and then I put out like a really nice Christmas video that's only seen by like 50 people, and then and I get a copyright strike or something over a Christmas music box thing. And so what I did was I reached out to Mr. Christmas, and it was this whole thing. I went through email first, and then I got this like automated response that what didn't have anything to do with what I said, and then I eventually sent him another message through their Facebook, and then they responded, and they let me use the music, and like it was a huge relief, because I really loved that video, how it turned out, and I love that music box, because like just hearing it, like the second that it starts dinging the music, I'm just like I'm already like back thinking about Christmas, because of how important that music box is, and I'm so grateful that they allowed me to use that music box and everything, and so in my video. So go to Mr. Christmas and like always remember that that company, and like buy all their stuff. I swear they're not sponsoring this video, but you should just support them, because it was so nice, because it also made my Christmas video feel like to me it really felt like you were part of my family, because when we celebrate Christmas, we have our Christmas tree on, and that music is playing, and so it was like this really good feeling. Of course I enjoyed Christmas with my family, but it was also this really good feeling in my head, because I was thinking that there's probably people that are so special to me, that talk to me in the comments all the time, that are watching the video as this is going on and listening to that same music that's playing like while we're in there, and it's like such an important themed sound, you know, as part of my Christmas tradition. And so I'm glad that I got to share that with all of you and stuff. But so I filmed that video, and then I eventually posted it. But this sort of out of sequence there. But I'm really glad that that video you know, got to be posted on YouTube, and I really hope that you all enjoyed it. But before Christmas, just like random stuff. And so I went to Hobby Lobby, of course. You know how I'm always looking for clearance yarn and stuff. But I went to Hobby Lobby, and I found this. It's a bag charm. I'm guessing like a bag you wear, not like a, you know, little bag, but like a bag charm. And I bought it. It was $3.99, but I thought it was kind of interesting because, like I've said, it's weird how you can go through Hobby Lobby and there's a couple like random things that are kind of crochet and yarn related. There's that sort of half aisle there where the yarn is, but like throughout the store, you would think with all the space that they dedicate to all those big pictures and art and little knickknacks and stuff, that they would have like more yarn related stuff, or like even just like a picture of a kitty with like a bunch of yarn balls, or you know, like a little statue with a kitty or yarn, or like I don't know. I'm saying kitty because like every single time I go out in the stores now, I'm looking for like I look for cats, because you usually when you see a cat, like something with a cat on it, that they either put like a fish or they put like yarn balls. And so I'm collecting all this like cat stuff with yarn balls and all that, because I want to, you know, get all kinds of yarn and crochet related stuff for this room to kind of decorate it, to make it look even more ridiculous than it is. But so I got, you would think they would have like even the cat section. There's more dog stuff than there is cat stuff. There's like this tiny little section, and none of it has yarn balls on it. But they do have a couple things down the yarn aisle, like on that half aisle, but like for the most part they don't have, like they have some really cool sewing mugs, but they don't have any that are crochet related or with yarn and stuff. You would think they would have that kind of stuff. Like there's one, I think I saw it on like Hirschner's. I need to remember that so I can buy it. But they have this mug, and or I don't know if it's by Hirschner's, but I saw it on Hirschner's when I was looking up about when they were gonna sell some of the Big Twist or whatever. They have this mug, and it looks like yarn, and it has like different sayings on it depending on the version of the mug you buy. Like something like that should be in Hobby Lobby. Like, why don't they have that kind of stuff? I mean, I don't know. And then for them to have like one Christmas ornament that says, you know, all you knit is love. Like, why don't they have more? You know what I'm saying? I've said it so many times in videos. That's the last thing I need to do is keep repeating myself. It's bad enough I repeat myself in the same video, but now I'm repeating stuff from previous videos. But I was looking through Hobby Lobby, and they had this bag charm, and it looks like granny squares. And I mean, I'm not crazy about granny squares, but like, I mean, it really does look like granny squares. I'm sure it's by a machine or something. It looks like it was made from that like embroidery floss, or, you know, cross stitching thread. But it's a really cool little novelty thing. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'd put it on my bag, like my crossbody bag, but there's too much stuff on it. All these, like, yeah, I'll get to that. I don't have room on my little bag, my crossbody bag, to hang this on, but I thought I got it because I thought it'd be kind of interesting, like, you know, somewhere on this wall somewhere. One day I need to, even if I need to like clear a shelf to, like, I don't know where the hell I'd put the yarn from that shelf, but I need to like clear a shelf, like maybe one of these, like that's going to be in the frame, and like have a dedicated space there for, you know, little stuff like this, or like some of the stuff that's like on this shelf with my ceramics, and have like and I do have, I'm starting to get like those crochet like yarn ornaments or whatever, and it'd be kind of cool to have like a little mini Christmas tree on like one of these shelves, or like something. I need to have like a shelf behind me. I just have so much yarn, that's why it's just like nothing but yarn behind me. But like stuff like this, I don't want to just like, oh, I bought this really cute thing, and it's like, oh, I put it on this shelf and you can't even see it, you know what I'm saying? But so they did have that. And then I was looking through their beads. I do like to look at the beads and stuff. I haven't bought any like really like beads and stuff for a while. And they have the charm aisle. And again, they have some charms that are kind of crochet related. I'm down the crochet aisle, but like one little pack. I mean, it's not. They don't have a whole lot of charms and stuff that are crochet related. But they did have these. This is like completely random. But they look like the little glass slippers from Cinderella. and like, I loved, I was obsessed with the Wizard of Oz. Speaking of, that's another thing. I was obsessed with the Wizard of Oz when I was a kid, and I loved the ruby slippers probably more than Dorothy and all the other characters. I loved the ruby slippers. That was the biggest character in the Wizard of Oz in my head. Was the ruby slippers. I just loved them, and I actually have some that are in different sizes and part of my collections. But I even have some like big drag queen size heels that I'd break my neck if I actually put on, but they do fit my big, obnoxious feet. But I do have some of those. But I love the Wizard of Oz and the ruby slippers. But I also love Cinderella. And I wasn't really crazy about the remake or like the live action Cinderella. But the one thing they got right was the glass slippers in that movie. I barely remember anything about that movie except for those glass slippers. They were perfect. They look like these. They're like sort of faceted like jewels and stuff. They were gorgeous in that movie, and that's the only thing I vividly remember. And these kind of remind me of those, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with these. I would never put these on a bookmark and sell them because these are mine. No, I'll probably put these with my because I do have like a little jewel collection, and so I'll probably do that. I don't know what I would do, like string them up. I don't know, but these really cool little glass slippers from like Cinderella. They're not Cinderella themed, but that's what they look like. Look exactly like those glass slippers, but they're gorgeous. And so that's just like a random thing from I need to stop saying gorgeous. God, I have a thesaurus here. First of all, I should have put up that sign that says like earth tones, idiot. And then I should have one with like a bunch of like a thesaurus page blown up really big of like synonyms for gorgeous. Like if you saw my last video, where saying it over and over and over. Or I'm sure I did it in my other videos, but I just noticed it when I was editing it, and I was thinking, God, how many times am I going to say the word gorgeous? But these are gorgeous. I don't know what other word to say. Beautiful, stunning. Like I don't know what the word to use, but I did get that. There's a random thing. And then I went to Salvation Army. Because I looked there just in case they have some yarn, but they didn't have any. But they did have some magazines, and they still have all those knitting magazines. I've said it in another video that the one where I got I sort of went through them and I got all the crochet magazines out. But they still have like a ton of those knitting magazines, and I'm just not really into knitting. But whoever is, and if they go into Salvation Army, they're going to hit the jackpot because their magazines are only 25 cents. So they just need to go in there and look for those magazines. They do have some really nice magazines in there and really cheap. But they did have these. They're not really magazines. They're like, I don't know, leisure arts. They're like a pattern thing. This one has 7 crochet designs, and so I mean, I guess it's like a magazine. It's more of like a really thin paperback book. But they had this, and I thought this was kind of cool. Like these knitted. I mean, it's a wonder it's not knitted because everything else is knitted. These are pretty crocheted hats and stuff, and these. The patterns, and so I'd show up. You can see the pattern stuff in there, but I don't want to give away the pattern because I don't own those. And then learn to crochet in just one day, and it's just like this book, like a fun novelty book, American School of Needlework. And so it's this book, and it's what's funny. It wasn't exactly like this, but I've been in Goodwill, and the other day it's still there. There's this doll there, and you could tell the dress didn't go with the doll, but there's a doll that has this dress on, or a dress like this. It's crocheted. You can tell it's crocheted, and I was just like looking at it. My creative mind. I was like imagining the sweet grandmother that made that for their granddaughter and stuff. That maybe she found the doll at like a yard sale or something, and either the dress was stained or maybe didn't have a dress. For some reason, dolls in thrift stores and everywhere they never have the clothes on, but she probably thought, I'm going to make my granddaughter the sweetest little dress for this beautiful little doll, and I don't know how it ended up at Goodwill. That's kind of sad, but there's this really pretty dress that you can tell was crocheted and made on a doll. It didn't have a hat like that one, but I don't know, but there's like some patterns in here too. It's like basic stuff, but it's just another thing. It was only 25 cents at that Salvation Army. And then they did have the 100 best movies of all time, because you know how I love TV and movies and all that kind of stuff. And so it's just like one of these magazines. And what's stupid is it's not even in order. Like you open it up. Like I thought it was going to be like a big 100 list of like the best movies of all time, and I could like I mean they do have the list there, but as far as like the magazine goes, like when you get into it, it's not even in order. It's like it starts with number 26, and then on the reverse page is number 9, and like it drives me, like I have OCD and it drives me crazy, like flipping through this, and like I have to ignore the numbers because I'm thinking, why is number 41 next to 89, and that's above number 57, and then on the other side is 73, whatever. But I did get that, just like a random thing. And then they had this magazine about the Goonies. I thought that was really cool. And 25 cents. And you know this was like $15, because like, I know how expensive those magazines are because I buy them all the time. I'm one of those suckers that, I'm going through the line, I'm like getting groceries, and like in my head, bitching about the prices of the groceries or whatever. But then I see a magazine and there's like Beatles on the front of it, and I'm like, stick in my cart. And then I like look later and I'm like, oh, it was $15, but like I didn't really care. But I'm one of those suckers. I'll complain about, they went up on the price of bread, like 25 cents for that loaf. But then I'm like, oh, but here's this magazine, Mom, for your Beatles collection. It was only $18 or like whatever the hell it is. But I'm like one of those people that you get suckered into like buying stuff like this. They do have a Lucy one that they put out every once in a while. I do have that in my collection, but they hardly ever have Lucy. But I thought the Goonies was cool because I was thinking about the Goonies because of Christmas, and we had watched it at Thanksgiving when my brother and sister-in-law and niece came over, and then we had bought him the DVD to give him as a gift for Christmas, and so I thought it was kind of cool. I didn't buy this to give to my brother because I love the Goonies. I have a poster I found in Goodwill one time, and I do love the Goonies. So I sort of bought this. I let him look at it at Christmas, but like this is my magazine. So I feel bad about that, but I love the Goonies. And so it's one of those magazines that all these pictures and articles and stuff in it. So I got that 25 cents. What was the original price? $13.99. Original price. I would probably buy it for that if I would have seen it in the grocery store. In the grocery store. And then they had one DVD, the remake of Are You Afraid of the Dark. I know that this is like one season, and I think all the episodes are like one story or something. But I haven't watched this before. But I got this, even though I have I think they released the first 5 seasons in America. Like officially, it was one of those like manufacture on demand things. I do have those DVDs, but I don't think they ever released the final seasons of Are You Afraid of the Dark, the original Nickelodeon version. Or they're all Nickelodeon, but like the original version from when I was growing up. But what was cool about this, I don't know if any of the original people make appearances in that, or if it's tied to the originals, or I don't know. But it's the remake, so it's like a limited series event. But what's cool is they have 3 episodes of the original Are You Afraid of the Dark on here, so I thought that was kind of cool. I think their DVDs are like $2 a piece. Sometimes it varies, but I got that at Salvation Army. And then every year, they have a Christmas party with the employees where my mom works. And what I like to do is I make little snacks and stuff that she takes in and to give to the party. And I usually make like cookies and then like banana breads and peanut butter fudge. There's this really easy peanut butter fudge recipe where you just use like a can of icing and peanut butter, and you just kind of mix it together, whip it up and everything, and it makes like peanut butter fudge. I'm sure it's really healthy, all that icing and stuff. But and then sometimes I roll it in coconut or whatever. And that she usually takes that in. And then my mom's boss, his mom used to make this cake for him. And what's weird is like he was describing it to my mom a couple years after his mother had died, and she said, "Oh, I know what cake that is," and because like I've made it before, and it's one that my step grandmother used to make all the time, and it's like a pineapple dream cake or something. I think that's the name of it, like the unofficial name. But what was weird is like we knew exactly what kind of cake that was, and so when like his mother died, and then my mom found out that she used to make that kind of cake for him all the time. She told me about it, and so one of the things I make, and like she gives to her boss as a gift for the little Christmas party, is I make one of those cakes for him. And like it touched his heart so much, like the first time that she brought it in there, like he was literally in the back like sobbing, because like it just like brought tears to his eyes, because of like it was the cake that his mother used to make for him, and he hadn't had one since she had died. And so it just it just became this tradition to for me to make the cake so that she can take it into her boss. And then we loved it so much that like we wanted some of the cake too, and so I started making like the cake for him, and then I make little cupcakes and stuff, like little cupcake versions of it, and then like all the other employees get that little cupcakes too, and so they get some of that too, and then we have some left over for us to keep. And so I made all the snacks or whatever, and I stayed up all night and making all the snacks. I mean, it's worth it because, you know, she's befriended all the people that she works with, and so but I made all the snacks for them, and then like wrapped all the little gifts that she got for the various people and all that. And I'd go through all the little gifts that she got, but, you know, this video is going to be long enough. But I will show this one gift that she got, and then something that somebody, she doesn't work with that woman, but I'll show that. But one of the people that she works with knows that my mom loves the Beatles so much, and so she got her this Beatles shirt. So that was really cool. You know, it says the Beatles, all you need is love. It doesn't say all you need is love, but it says all you need is love. It's really nice Beatles shirt to go with my mom's collection, and so that was like a really nice thing. But the thing that it's that woman that made that stained glass pumpkin that we gave the ridiculous like magic box that I turned it into, but like that 3-drawer box that I showed in my last video. And so she's into stained glass, and so because she had given us that little pumpkin, and so my mom told her that, you know, come in on Christmas, and when we were gonna have that, when they were gonna have the party, because I have something to give you. And so you know, she gave her the box or whatever, and she just loved it. And she brought my mom a gift, and she made her this little ornament, and out of stained glass. It looks gorgeous on our tree, because it's, you know, it's see-through, and so like I put it at the perfect spot where there's a light right behind it. So when it's like blinking, it kind of looks like it's glowing. But it's this little stocking, this gorgeous. I'm gonna like do like this, but it's this gorgeous stocking, or it's this stunning, amazing, beautiful, gorgeous. Whatever. So it's this really pretty. That's another word I use a lot. It's this little stocking ornament that she made. It's just it's stunning. I don't know what word to use, but it is really a gorgeous little stocking ornament, and it looks really pretty on our tree. And it was just so nice of her to give that to us, because we'll cherish it. And like like our Christmas tree is so full of ornaments and stuff, because like not only the ones that we've had for years, but also the ones that, you know, people have given us, the ones that we found in bags at Goodwill, the ones that I've made, like the ridiculous ones, the really pretty ones, the ones that, you know, people give us that they have made. I mean, it's so full. Like we probably have enough ornaments on that little tree to like not like a little tabletop tree, but like, you know, like a full-size tree that where we could probably put it on, you know, one of those giant ones that would like be, you know, like through our ceiling that's so big, because we just love Christmas, and every time we see a pretty ornament, you know, no matter when it is, we buy it and put it on our tree. But this is another one that's gonna go on our tree. It's just it's gorgeous. Not going to stumble I halfway get through these videos without stuttering too much, without having to edit out much stuff. But now I'm like, you know, stumbling and trying to figure out a synonym for gorgeous. If I say gorgeous, you know, for the 20th time, just like, you know, block it out, whatever. I'm sure you block out half the crap I say anyway, so it doesn't matter. Sorry I say gorgeous so much, but, you know, I do get a lot of gorgeous stuff, whatever. And so that was really nice of her to give us that ornament. And this shirt too. I mean, God, my mom just loves the Beatles. But so it was leading up to Christmas or whatever, and my mom still didn't know that I had already bought like gifts for her and gifts for me that are supposed to be sort of from her, or like whatever. But like I said, she's not online. She doesn't have like a smartphone. She doesn't know anything about like computers and stuff, or going on Amazon or wherever like online to buy stuff. And like the selection of stores around here is just like, it's starting to like dwindle down. It's like, is she going to go into Walmart to get me something, or is she going to go to Hobby Lobby and like yeah, because that's what she should have done. She should have gone into Hobby Lobby and bought me some yarn, because I don't have hardly any of it. But whatever. So what the easy thing for her to do is just to give me money for Christmas, and then I can go online and shop around and buy myself some stuff. So she gave me some money for Christmas. She gave me the money before Christmas, and so like we were out, and she had the money with her, and so we were like walking through the stores and stuff. She said, let me just give you your Christmas money now. Maybe you'll see something in here you want. I was thinking, yeah, like yarn. No, but I actually didn't buy yarn with the money that she gave me. I thought, like, I have plenty of yarn and stuff, and plus it wouldn't be clearance. It wouldn't be 75%. No, I would have gotten some yarn or whatever, but I just thought I had plenty of it, and I didn't want to spend like my Christmas money on like a bunch of yarn. I mean, I would love to, but if they would have had a bunch of clearance yarn, I probably would have bought some of that. But it's still, I wanted to like buy something like more unique, and there were a couple things in Hobby Lobby that I had been looking at every single time. I'm like, wandering through the aisles, like waiting for them to finish clearing the clearancing the yarn, clearing the yarn. Nobody better clear out the yarn except for me. No, while they're clearancing the yarn or like putting the yarn on the shelves, and like I'm like waiting for them to see if they're going to clearance it or whatever, I'm like walking through the aisles and stuff, just like looking at all this stuff, sort of half-assed, but like kind of like trying to kill time so I can keep walking over there and to see if the yarn is clearanced. And so I've noticed a couple things. Most of it's like Nintendo related. I think all of it is, because like I said, I grew up in the 90s, and I loved Nintendo, and I don't have like an actual Nintendo or Super Nintendo, but I do have a Retron, and I do have like the vintage games that are like the Nintendo cartridges and the Super Nintendo cartridges. And so God, even that word's hard for me to say. Cartridges. It's right, but it just sounds weird. And so, but they have a lot of like Nintendo stuff, which is really cool. And so, but I'm too cheap to buy it, because I'm also thinking, am I gonna spend $30 on this, or am I gonna save this and I can get like what, the 26 skeins yarn, whatever. Do like the math in my head. Like I would rather get the yarn. But this was like for Christmas, and she gave me the Christmas money, and I thought, I'm gonna buy this stuff that I've been looking at and I really wanted, but I didn't want to spend the money on it. But if it's for Christmas, and so I did buy a lot of this like Nintendo stuff, and it's really cool. And so this is a lamp, and it looks like the Super Mario Brothers, like the original Super Mario Brothers, like the lampshade, and then the little thing that stand that it's on, and the way you turn it on, it's like a little controller that looks like the original the original regular Nintendo controller. I mean, it's really cool. I take it out of the box and all that stuff, and but this video is gonna be long enough. But I mean, it is really cool. I mean, I'll do it. It doesn't matter. But I don't have a plug in here because my camera's plugged into it. But see, the lampshade looks like the original Nintendo, the Super Mario Brothers game. And then the controller part. See, this is the little thing that, little's another word I use a lot. God, why am I so obsessed with that? It doesn't matter. But here's a little controller, and like these are the buttons to turn the lamp on, and it's just really cool. This was $30. And another reason why I wanted to buy this is because they had one that was $30, and then they had like two more on the shelf, and they were priced higher than this. And so I think it was like maybe $5 higher or $10 higher or whatever it was. And so I thought, I'm going to go ahead and get this, even though it was $30, I thought I'm going to get this because if I do one day want to get this, then like what if the one that's cheaper is gone, and then the ones that are more expensive are left? And so I wouldn't want to spend the extra money. And so I did get this, and so that was like a really cool thing. And I am getting like some Nintendo stuff, and I need to like I have a little table with my Retron on it, but I need to, and I had that poster that I got at Ollie's, but I need to have a little shelf there somewhere, like a little table. It's a little tiny table that my Retron's on. If I could find like a little shelf to go on that will fit my cartridges on it, and then some little knick-knack stuff like this. So it'd be kind of cool to do that. But I don't know. So I did get that lamp, and then they had this little keychain that looks like a Game Boy. I thought that was really cool. I did have a Game Boy, but it was a little bit after my time. It was more like my brother would play with the Game Game Boy. He had one of those like clear ones, which is really cool. I mean, I remember playing with the Game Boy, but I always loved using the actual Nintendo and Super Nintendo. And so, but I thought that was kind of cool, this little keychain. This was $3.79. And then they had this. It's just really nice. I would peel the thing off, but I don't want to peel it off yet until I know exactly where I'm going to put it. But it's like this thick, I'm sure it's like acrylic or something. This sign that is like the original Nintendo controller. This was $7.99. And so $8, but it's going to look really cool on my little shelf, however it's going to look whenever I put this stuff on it with my Nintendo stuff. But I did get that. So that was like my little bonus, even though my mom didn't even know yet that I already bought myself something for Christmas and stuff. But if it made her feel really good that she saw that I bought myself some stuff for Christmas with the money that she gave me. But whatever. And then I did get 2 more of these keychains because they had some more, and I got a couple more of these. I don't know. I love these little keychains that look like the. Speaking of that, look like the little keychains. I mean, they look like the crochet hooks, and I mean they are crochet hooks. They don't look like crochet hooks. They are crochet hooks. And so I did that short video where because like it sounds like jingle bells and stuff, and I did that short. It actually did really well. I couldn't believe it because I sort of half-assed thought, oh, this sounds like jingle bells, and I just sort of acted like these were jingle bells, like the keychains. And a lot of people saw that video, and I loved it. People thought that was funny, but and I had my Santa hat on, which is I need to. But that was just a little bonus video because I knew that the Christmas video I wanted to post on Christmas Eve, and so I wanted to post something on Christmas Day because that was a Thursday, and I post videos on Mondays and Thursdays, and so I thought it'd be funny to make a little short to post on Christmas, and like I didn't expect it to get that many views, but it did. I like just jingling the freaking keychains or whatever. I don't know. It was just like this really funny random idea, and people thought it was funny. So anyway, I did that. Oh, and then the last thing I got at Hobby Lobby was this one of these signs. This was $21.99, but you know, for Christmas. And it's the Super Mario Kart, like the original art, like the box art. I thought this would look really cool with my Super Nintendo and Nintendo games and stuff. I do have the original cartridge, like not my original. I had to get it on eBay years later. For God knows what I spent on it, but I do have this game too. But I thought this was really cool. I wish they would have like the ones like Super Mario Brothers 3 and the original Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario World. Like I wish they had more of these, but I thought this was cool, like Super Mario Kart. And so this is all stuff that I've seen in there, but I'm just thinking, I don't know. Oh, and this is another thing. This was $21.99, but the ones behind it were more expensive. So I thought I'm definitely going to get this because I thought, am I really going to spend $21.99 on a piece of art when I have the game? But I just thought if I do have the urge to one day have this, have like a nice display, I don't want to get stuck like thinking, oh, there's like three more dollars than the original one that I saw there, and that's like 2 skeins of yarn plus a little bit more, but whatever. And so I went ahead and bought this, and so that was like my little bonus Christmas gifts from my mom that I bought it for myself at Hobby Lobby. Oh, and while I was in there, I went over to the remnants, and because the last haul that I got was before Christmas, and I had all those yarn, the skeins yarn, but I left a whole bunch of like the scrubby yarn, the crafted secret cotton, and like all that. I was just like curious to see if any of that was there. Not that I was going to get any of it, but all of it was gone. So hopefully, whoever bought all that stuff and loves it had fun, finding that around Christmas or whatever. And then while I was out, I went to Michael's, and I went ahead and bought more of that Heartland yarn because it's stunning, the colors of this yarn. And I did clear the shelves, but it's such a, I just couldn't believe how cheap this was and how nice this was, and like especially the colors, because like something is wrong with their lights there. I mean it's stunning in their store, but like in this light at home or like in the sunlight, the color is just amazing. And I just thought, God, I have to get all of these. And so I went ahead and got these. Also because I felt like, and I said this in my previous video, I sort of had this urge like, I can buy yarn that I probably don't need, but like that I would really want. I'll have a really nice bunch of yarn at the end, but then also I can sort of feel like I'm also helping to clear their shelves so that they will get the new yarn in a lot sooner. It's just an excuse in my head, but it's also kind of true, because I just feel like the second all of this yarn is gone, all this clearance yarn or whatever, then they'll eventually get the new yarn on the shelves, and maybe they'll get some of this, please. God, all the money I've spent on all this stuff, I could have gotten, like, enough of this to where I wouldn't even have to pay for shipping, but I only need a couple skeins. But I just wish they would have it in the store. I want to get it in the store. I mean, of course I can buy it online, but like, I want to support my store. I don't want to support just Michael's. I want to support my Michael's store. I want them to know that, like, there are people in this town that care about that store. Even though some of the care that I have for that store is kind of not, they don't really deserve it because of how small the store is and stuff. But I still want Michael's to know that, like, there are people in this town that want to support that store and want to buy yarn from that store. And if I can buy the yarn in the store, then it'll, like, signal to them, oh, maybe we should put some more yarn in there, instead of, like, having these tiny little aisles or whatever. Maybe we should look at the sales and see, oh, how much revenue have we gotten from picture frames this month? 0. How many have we gotten from yarn? $45. Like, you know what I'm saying? It would just, I don't know. I would rather buy the yarn in the store. Also, just because I'm cheap from not wanting to pay for shipping. But, like, if I needed a whole bunch of this to equal, I think it was like $50 you have to spend to get free shipping. If I needed that much, I would get it on their website. But I also want to wait until they get it in the store. Hold out hope that they're going to get it in the store. Camera. With my, I don't even have ruby slippers on my feet. I knocked the camera. No, I had to get all of this Heartland yarn because it's oh god, it's amazing. Now I'm like trying to figure out a word to use. It is gorgeous, but I just love how, like, there's I love how there's, like, so much stuttering in my video. Don't you love that too? It's wonderful. I just love how there's the light color and God, I love how there's a light color and a dark color mixed in it. And, I mean, it's not like a black that's mixed in it, but it is like a darker color. And so the Lion Brand Heartland yarn, and I've already gone through the colorways or whatever, but let's see, they were $3 a piece. So like $3 for these yarns. And like I said, I love this. Every single swatch that I made with the Lion Brand yarn that I've gotten in other hauls, it was so easy to work with. It was just shocking. And for this to be so gorgeous too, I couldn't pass up the deal. And so I got this darker blue, that's called Olympic. So there's 1 and 2 of those. And then there's this light blue. And there's 2 of these. This one is called Carlsbad Caverns, which I didn't have. It's like a lighter blue. And so they had 2 of those. And then there may be more in here. I don't know. This bag is so full. And then that gold color. I pulled it out a little bit just to show my mom how easy it was to crochet it up. And this was the Canyon Lands. And so it's like this gold mix. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. And then there's 2 more of these orange, which is called Yosemite. It's like this orange mix. So I got 2 of those, and then the purple, which is my favorite, because I did love that. I mean, it still exists. I think you can. I think you have to buy it on Hirschner's or somewhere. That Perplexed by Big Twist. So frustrating. I guess that they're not going to get the variegated Big Twist in Michael's. I thought that they were. I thought that they had gotten them in a few places, but it just seems to be the solids. But I thought that they were going to get some. I love that Perplexed. It's like a purple mix with like a little bit of a darker shade in it. I think it leans more towards a black, like a dark purple. But the dark shade of purple. And this one is called Hot Springs, but that purple mix. And so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those, and so I did get a whole bunch of this Heartland yarn. But I thought this is like a hell of a deal. Like I said, $3 is a good clearance price in Michael's, and it's not as good as a Hobby Lobby clearance price, but for Michael's, $3 a skein is a damn good deal. And so I did, and I do love this Heartland. The Lion Brand yarn, and so I went ahead and got all those. And then while I was in Michael's, I noticed that, like I said, that they put a freestanding shelf in my store that has the big twist on it, which is a good thing. But that they moved it, like it was sort of in a natural spot, but then they kind of like shifted it around and sort of moved it a little bit away from the yarn aisles. And so I don't know why it's sitting there, but now there's like this big gap there. And so what I'm hoping is they're moving that so that they could put another shelf there with like the Karen Smashed cakes or some of the other New York, like their impressions to, you know, show this is a really nice yarn, or like, I don't know. But there's like this big gap there. Watch, it's going to end up being like, you know, where the Christmas clearance stuff is going to go, or like something like that, or like the Valentine stuff, or like whatever. I don't know, but there's a big gap there, and it's like it's this big empty space, but it's also like this it's also this big representation of like my hope that, you know, that something is going to go there that is going to be, you know, filled with yarn and stuff. I'm hoping, but whatever. And they have no excuse. They don't even need a freestanding shelf now, because I've cleared out half the shelves in there with all the clearance yarn. But I did get the clearance yarn, and then I did notice the shelf or whatever. And then I went up to the register, and like I said, I wear those crossbody bags, and the one I was wearing was this kitty one. I've since changed it because this is a kind of, I mean, I love this bag, but it's smaller than the one that I used. I have so much crap in my little bag or whatever. I'm gonna end up having to carry a damn purse because I have so much stuff. Whatever. It was so much easier when I was a dorky teenager with my Jinkos on and had those like giant pockets to put all my crap in. But whatever. And so I carry like just a regular like a crossbody bag. But this is just smaller, and so it was hard to like put my. Now I have a freaking phone which I didn't want to have, and you know, my wallet, and just it's not big enough for all my all my crap. So but I love this. It has like the kitties on it, and the balls of yarn, and like crochet hooks and stuff. And I got this on Amazon, and I have like the little keychains hanging off the ones that I got at Hobby Lobby, and the ones I got on Amazon. And so I'm like jingling through the store. Oh, that's another thing. I was walking through Hobby Lobby one day, and I was saying that I've said in previous videos that I sound like a custodian or something, like, you know, with a big ring of keys or whatever on. And I said that. I told my mom that I joked in one of my videos that it sort of sounds like, I bet since they had all the Christmas stuff out, that I'm sure there's some kid that hears this jingling or whatever and thinks it's like, you know, Santa Claus, like going through the like jingle bells or whatever. And my mom said that because, you know, they have like those Salvation Army jinglers and stuff outside of stores and stuff. And she said people are in there in Hobby Lobby are going to hear you walking through there and either think that it's like, you know, Santa and like jingle bells and all that kind of stuff, or they're going to think that like the Salvation Army jingler or whatever is like making their way through the store because, you know, they got sick of standing out there waiting for somebody to give them, you know, some change, and that nobody gave them any change, and so they're going to like walk through the store and like jingle like down the aisles and stuff. And it was just like this funny joke that my mom said that, I mean, it does sound like, you know, the Salvation Army jingler is like, wow, that bell is either like really loud or like, you know, they're in the aisle and like walking through the store. I mean, it does sound like the Salvation Army jinglers, but but anyway, the only reason I said that about this bag is I went up to the register in Michael's, going back to that tangent, but I went up to the register in Michael's, and the girl, the one that I gave the original keychains to, and she still has them on that lanyard she has around her neck, but it's so cool to see that like she's still wearing it. But she saw me walk up there with all that yarn and stuff. I'm sure she was shocked that I walked up there with all that yarn. She was really nice. She asked what I was going to use it for, and I said, well, I don't really know what I'm going to use it for yet, but it's such nice yarn. It was like on clearance for $3 a piece, so I went ahead and bought a whole bunch of it. But she was like, you were just having this nice conversation, and then she noticed my bag when I was like, you know, digging through it, like, all this crap, you know, trying to get my wallet out to pay for it, and she said, oh my God, I love your bag. And because I mean, it's adorable. I hate that it's so small. I wish it was just a little bit bigger, or I didn't have so much crap to put in it, but whatever. And so you know, this is my little jingling bag or whatever. But I guess I'll finally get to the whole Christmas thing. So my brother and sister-in-law and niece were going to come over for Christmas Eve. And so what I like to do is I usually make like I make my Thanksgiving, and I make like I make chicken. I don't really like to make a turkey, and I made that on Thanksgiving. And so like when I think of like what the meal should be for Christmas, I usually like to make a roast because I use that same, like I've said in a previous video. I have this really nice Dutch oven where the lid seals so much it's almost like a pressure cooker, and you have to like watch when you're like lifting the lid, because it'll actually lift the whole damn thing up as heavy as it is, because the suction it creates, and it creates like the meat is so tender with that Dutch oven that we have. It's like this vintage one that it used to be my grandmother's, and like I've looked it up on eBay, and it's worth like hundreds of dollars. I would never sell it because it's so nice, and so I like to make a big roast, like a pot roast in it, and with like the carrots and potatoes and onions and stuff, and I mean, it's always a hit. I just love a pot roast. I don't know why I don't make them more. Well, I mean, they're expensive. Like the meat itself is like, you know, around $20 for a damn pot roast, and then, you know, I mean, the vegetables and stuff aren't expensive, but like the meat itself is really expensive. But I mean, it's kind of worth it because we have enough to like feed all of us, and then there's always some left over that we can eat the next day. What we like to do is put it over rice. Well, that's another story I'll get to about the rice. But anyway, so I made a big pot roast, and of course everybody loved it, and like even my niece loved it, and like she's really getting out of her pickiness. Like, you know, kids when they're growing up, and they're kind of picky about, oh, I don't like that, I wanted to eat that, and they only want to eat like, you know, chicken nuggets or pizza or like whatever. And so, but she's getting out of it. And she was actually enjoying the pot roast and the vegetables and stuff. So I was like, I was really surprised, and she really loved the pot roast. And so they came over for Christmas Eve, and we opened up all our gifts. And of course my niece, she was like the first one. I wanted her to open up all of her gifts first, and so she opened up all of her Wednesday stuff, and she just loved everything, and like especially that bobblehead. And it kind of worked out that the shelf that I had gotten to like expand her shelf, the one that I gotten at what was it, the Restore, is like the thing that is going to go, or the thing that goes behind a toilet. I thought it might be the perfect thing to put on top of her shelf to like expand it, because I was going to give her all this Wednesday stuff. But she loves that stuff. She loved that stuff. She loved that stuff. I need to calm down. She loved that stuff so much. But then my videos would be like boring as hell. If I was sitting here going, and she loved that stuff so much that, like, you know, okay, well, she loved that stuff so much that she took most of it home, and even though she had like a bunch of Wednesday stuff over here, but that bobblehead, it was never going to stay here. She was going to take that home regardless. So she did take some of the stuff home or whatever, and she thought it was kind of funny about the whole, like, the little snow globe, how it's leaning. But she said actually Wednesday does get Enid does hug her at the end of the season, or like whatever it was. Spoiler alert. You should know that by now. If you know anything, if you have a niece or a granddaughter or a little kid or whatever that has watched Wednesday, then they probably told you all that stuff. But she just loved all of her Wednesday stuff. And like I said in previous videos, usually I take a bunch of Christmas pictures of her, like really fun Christmas pictures, and that's like one of the gifts to my mom and brother and sister-in-law. And it's a way of like giving my niece an experience of, like, you know, taking some fun Christmas pictures, but also giving her a gift that she can kind of take ownership of, and she can like feel like she's giving them a gift. But she's been so busy or whatever with friends and stuff as she gets older and stuff. She's like, you know, staying at friends' houses or going over there and doing all this. She doesn't want to like come over here and hang out with her uncle after school. And I mean, it's fun as she had over here, like crocheting, or like, you know, when she was a little kid. But she has like friends and stuff. She's getting older, and so she didn't come over before Christmas, and so we didn't get to take like a Christmas picture this year. And so like one of the first things she said when she walked in is like we were, you know, getting all this stuff ready for Christmas and everything. Oh, and I did wear my Santa hat. Remember that Santa hat that I wore in my Christmas videos? I had it on my head or whatever, and they just loved it. I was like watching back my home movies. I was like, God, I kept that damn thing on throughout the entire Christmas. I couldn't believe I kept it on, because I thought it'd be like a funny thing to have it on my head when they all walked in. But I thought, why did I keep it on my head the entire time? God, I don't know. But so that's going to be part of our home movies for the rest of our lives. Me, you know, wearing a ridiculous, a gorgeous crocheted Santa hat or whatever. But anyway, so but one of the first things she said when she walked in, we were getting all the Christmas gifts together and everybody was sitting down, she said, we forgot to take the Christmas picture. And I said, oh, don't worry about it, because well, you know, everybody has really nice gifts and stuff. And also I was telling her that I kind of am giving your mommy and daddy some pictures, because the thing that I got for your mama, it has some pictures on it. So it was that, you know, that puzzle that I made. It's like the collage of all their pictures and stuff. Like the pictures of those two together, and then some with my niece and some with us as like a family. And my sister-in-law loved it, by the way. But so I said that you'll see when your mommy opens her gift, they're getting like pictures and stuff. They're just not, they're not going to get like a Christmas picture like from you, but they are going to be getting like some pictures this year. So you'll see when she opens her gift. And so it made her feel a little bit better about it. But she felt kind of bad that she didn't have like a Christmas picture this year to give to them. But anyway, because she just loves taking the Christmas pictures. But anyway, so she loved all of her Wednesday stuff, and then we just kind of like went back and forth, opening up stuff. And I'm like, the OCD in me, like I even like numbered the gifts because I thought like I'm gonna put them in sequence, like from the good ones to the very best ones, so that like the last thing they open will be like the big gift. And so like they even have like because I knew that I wanted to put the bobblehead last for my niece, so I thought I'm gonna do that with my brother's gifts and my sister-in-law's gifts and my mom's gifts, and like put them in order. I even did it for mine because I thought like this is the scrapbook, the I Love Lucy scrapbook I'll open up first, and then the plates I'll open up second. And then with my brother, I wanted him to like to open up the Goonies stuff and the Christmas story stuff, all that kind of stuff first, and then have the blanket that my mom crocheted and be like the last thing. And so I did that, and they loved the movies and stuff. I don't know, they loved that they got those DVDs and stuff because it reminded us of the Thanksgiving that we had, and we were watching that Talladega Nights and the Goonies or whatever, and so they loved the Christmas story games and all that kind of stuff too. But when my brother opened up his blanket, he loved it, and he was just so like he sat over there like with it around his shoulders a lot of the evening, and like over his legs, and he loved it so much, and he loved the little label that my mom put on it. So it was worth the effort trying to get into those cabinets there, where I had to move some of the shelves to get to the. I mean, it was worth it because he loved that the little label was on there. That it says my mom's name on it, that she crocheted it. And then my sister-in-law opened up her puzzles, and I had like the little test tube, like the little mini puzzles first, because I thought like the ones with the pictures on it is going to be her last gift. Like it's the best one, and so she freaked out over those like little tiny puzzles, like way more than I thought she would. I thought there's like some little gag gift or whatever, like, oh, look at these little teeny tiny puzzles. She thought it was like the funniest thing, and so she really loved those puzzles, and of course she loved the really nice one with all the pictures and stuff. And her and my brother were like looking at the lid where you can see all the pictures and stuff, but she just loved it. And there was this really sweet moment. I watched it back in the home movies, and I thought like, because I didn't notice this moment because all the chaos of like people opening up gifts and stuff, but I noticed this. There's this moment, and it's like I love when I get a glimpse at like my niece's personality as she gets older and stuff, because like you see when you don't see her like every single day, it's like she comes over and then there's like you see like a glimpse of like, oh, she's getting older, or she's a little bit taller, like she's almost as tall as my mom, which is like hilarious because we just think of her as like a little kid, and then she comes over and it's like, oh crap, she's like almost my mom's height, or like, but what's really cool is like seeing her personality mature. And there was this really sweet moment where my sister-in-law was opening up those like ridiculous little mini puzzles or whatever in those test tubes, and my niece was over there, and she had her hand on her back, like on her my sister-in-law's back, her mom's back, but she was talking about how little the pieces were, that little micro puzzle or whatever, and my niece took her hand from her back, and then she put it on the back of her head, and then she said, "Good luck," and like walked away. And I thought it was like the funniest thing, because it was just like such a it was like a glimpse at like her personality, how it's changing and stuff, because she goes from like being this little kid, and then she's over here and she's like, "Good luck," and like it was just like this funny like random moment, but I just thought it was like the sweetest thing. And like her having her hand on her back and like on the back of her mom's head, and so I was like, how sweet. And then like, "Good luck," because how small those pieces are in that little micro, but she loved the little micro puzzles too, or mini puzzle, or whatever it's called in those little test tubes, but of course she loved the big puzzle the most and everything. But then my mom and I kind of like did back and forth opening our gifts, and so my mom opened up her plates first because I wanted her to open up the figurine last, and so she opened up her plates, and of course she loved the Heidi plates. I knew she'd love those, and just because of how much we love Heidi. And then I opened up my I Love Lucy scrapbook first, and I did the whole thing about like I don't know what it is. I hope it's something good, like and then when I pulled it out of the box, I went, "Oh my God!" I acted like an idiot. I mean, they knew that because I told them that I had already bought the gifts, and I already knew what was in there, but I played along, and they were just like laughing at my ridiculous ass, going, "Oh," like as if I was shocked that I didn't know what it was. And then before that, before they came over, and I was like wrapping the gifts a couple days before that. What was funny is I brought all the gifts into the living room, and my mom was sitting in there, and she didn't. I kept the plates for her and the figurine for her, and my the I Love Lucy scrapbook and the Lucy plates. I kept them in the boxes that they were shipped in, because I bought them on eBay. And so I kept them in those boxes. And so I had, like, in the chaos of all the stuff, she didn't realize that I actually had all the stuff, like, in the room, like, when she was sitting in there. And I was just, like, wrapping it and acting like I wasn't even wrapping it. And like, acting like it wasn't, like, something that she wasn't supposed to know about. So it was just funny, her, like, you know, all that evening when I was wrapping the gifts, it was funny, like, her looking at all the gifts and stuff, and then realizing that, you know, some of those are gifts that she doesn't know what they are, and then they're for her and for me. And so that was like a really cool surprise, that, you know, she got to be surprised, not just with her gifts but with mine. And so I opened up my scrapbook and stuff, and then my mom opened up the figurine, and of course she loved it, because Heidi is just her favorite Christmas movie from when she was a kid. Like, I remember growing up when I was a kid too, and so it's just like one of our favorite Christmas movies. And so now she has like the plates and stuff, and those gorgeous plates that really capture Shirley Temple's likeness so well, and then the beautiful figurine. And then I opened up my Lucy plates or whatever, and she loved that I got me some Lucy plates. And but it was just like a wonderful Christmas, exchanging gifts. And they gave my mom a $10 gift card to Goodwill, because, you know, we love Goodwill, and they gave me a $10 gift card to Amazon, so I can buy myself something on Amazon. But we just sat around and watched TV and you know, ate our roast and all that kind of stuff. And I do have a couple other random things that I wrote down from the evening. Oh, and when my niece first walked in, she noticed that Christmas bag, like, first thing, because she hadn't seen any of the progress of the bag, or she didn't even know I was making that Christmas bag. But she walked over, I had it, like, sitting on my, I had this room, like, nice and clean and everything organized, and all the makes put it out everywhere. And so on my washing machine, I had the laundry basket on top, and then I had on one side of the candy corn bag, and then I had the Christmas bag. And she, like, went, like, right to it, like radar. And she just loved that Christmas bag, and I mean, I'm really proud of that Christmas tree bag. It is really gorgeous, and just the way it looks like it's decorated with lights and all the sparkliness, and then the metallic straining with those sequins and stuff. I mean, it is like you can't walk through here without it, like, twinkling in your peripheral vision and stuff. But she just went right to it like radar, and she loved it. And then that Christmas story book that I didn't push the buttons on camera because, you know, it plays clips from the movie. What I did was I had the batteries in the book, but then I wrapped it, and I wanted to make sure that, like, the right buttons were going to be pushed. Like, I wanted to make sure I knew where the right buttons were, because they play like different clips, but I wanted to find the one that said, like, you shoot your eye out, kid. And so I found out where that was, you know, as I was wrapping it, and I put a little black mark on the wrapping paper, and I said, like, so like, he could push the button as it was wrapped and, like, figure out, like, oh, this is like a Christmas story thing. And so he, like, I said, push where that little mark is, and, like, pushed it, and it played that little clip from the movie. And so then he opened it and saw the book. I thought that was like a funny thing that he got to, like, you know, hear it before he actually saw it. And then I'll put it in a picture. My niece sent a picture of because she took the bobblehead home, of course, and she said that she wanted to put it with her. I guess she does those, like, Lego sets, those expensive damn Lego sets. God, I mean, they're really cool and stuff, but, like, I can't believe how expensive those Lego sets are. I mean, I'm glad I'm not into that, because I have too much yarn to get with the money I make, but whatever. And so she has, like, a whole bunch of the Wednesday Lego sets, like the Nevermore Academy and, like, all that kind of stuff. She has those like Wednesday Lego sets. I don't know why it's, like, weird that she would put Legos together, because, like my sister-in-law loves to put puzzles together. So I bet she helps my niece put the Lego sets together. I bet that's how she got into Legos, because it seems like, to me, the same person that would like puzzles would probably like, you know, putting together all those little Lego sets and stuff. But I don't know. But she has, like, a bunch of, like, Wednesday Lego sets, and she has her little bobblehead sitting there. And so I'm glad that she loved that bobblehead. I mean, of course that was, like, her favorite thing. It was my favorite thing that I bought for her too, because I cannot believe how nice that was. God, worth every penny and more. But whatever. And then what she got for Christmas from them is, like, one of those Apple Watches or iWatches or whatever the hell it's called. I don't know. I have, like, a flip phone from Walmart or whatever. I don't know what the hell it's called. An Apple Watch? Is that what it is? Apple Watch. God, whatever. And so I'm such a Luddite, God. It's ridiculous how behind I am. Here I am. It's not shocking because I'm sitting here with like a bunch of Nintendo and Super Nintendo stuff, but like I don't know, Apple Watch or whatever the hell. Oh, and then because I didn't have to expand my niece's shelf, I went ahead and used that rack from our Restore, which I feel like I didn't even finish that thought. I went ahead and put it in my bathroom, so it actually does look really nice in our bathroom behind the toilet or whatever. But she took most of that stuff home, so I didn't need to expand her Wednesday shelf. But I am using that in the bathroom. Oh, and then we did get a gift from the neighbors because we took over that meat and cheese platter thing, and then they knocked on the door and left this gift for us. This really nice strawberry bliss body butter thing with bubble bath. Like really, see, they're such nice neighbors. We're so lucky that we have such nice neighbors that do Amazon job for them by delivering our packages that they get delivered to their house that are ours or whatever. They're so nice, but they gave us that. And then the only other thing is we had some leftover roast, and I forgot in all the chaos of like getting all the stuff for Christmas done and all the food and everything. I forgot to get rice because like we always have some of the broth and some of the vegetables and a little bit of the meat of the pot roast left over, and I usually put it over rice. I usually put it over cauliflower rice for me because I love the cauliflower rice. It is really good. I know a lot of people don't like cauliflower rice, but I love cauliflower rice. I love the cauliflower crust. I do love that kind of stuff. I like to load up on fiber and stuff, and I love cauliflower rice. But anyway, so but I had some cauliflower rice for me, but I forgot to get like actual regular rice for my mom, and so because she uses the regular rice, and so we had to go out on Christmas Day to look for some rice, and of course like all the places were closed, like even the grocery stores, Walmart's, everywhere was closed except for CVS, because I guess because it's a pharmacy. So I went up to CVS, and I got this like it was like $4 or $5 for a tiny little like microwave pack. Ones that I've seen in like Walmart and our grocery stores around here for like $1 or $2 a piece. They were like $4 or $5 in there. I know that it's like the food in there is like more of a convenience because it's a pharmacy or whatever, but it was just ridiculous. But I went ahead and got the little bag of the rice and stuff so that we could have the leftovers that on Christmas. But it was just, I couldn't believe how expensive that was. See, here I am like bitching about like I cannot believe that rice was like $4 when it was for my mom, and it was my fault that I forgot it in the first place. I'm bitching about that, but then I'm going to talk about they did have a Wizard of Oz magazine in there. God knows what this was, how much this cost. $15. Like I bought this Wizard of Oz magazine for $15, but I'm bitching about. Can you believe a pack of rice was like $4 in CVS? Can you believe it? When it's my fault, I had to buy it up there in the first place. But whatever. And so it's a really nice Wizard of Oz magazine. I just love Wizard of Oz. And so this is going to go with my Wizard of Oz collection. I mean, I just love it. I mean, look how beautiful. I just love the ruby slippers, and I love the Wizard of Oz. So I got that while I was up there at CVS getting the rice that I never should have forgotten in the first place. But then the last thing is after the day after Christmas, I thought I'd go into Hobby Lobby because I thought like I wonder if they're gonna like clearance yarn because I didn't know like when how the Christmas holiday would have affected the shipping day, and I did check like before Christmas, and they did have those few skeins or whatever. I was hoping that like that was just sort of like a bunch of stragglers, and then maybe they would have like a whole bunch more like the day after Christmas. They didn't have any, but I did go in because if I needed it, God. But I did go in there, and they were getting the Valentine stuff out. Like already, like the day after Christmas. But like I said, I love going through the Valentine stuff. Anywhere I go into the stores around Valentine's Day, or it's usually weeks before. I love looking through the Valentine stuff because I love Lucy so much, and I have like I love to go through there and look at all the Valentine stuff, no matter where it is, because they always have like a bunch of heart stuff, and they had some really gorgeous. Here, it's here at the end. Who cares? Really stunning, amazing, incredible. Freaking gorgeous heart ornaments in the Valentine stuff, but they're going to go on my Lucy tree and with my Lucy collectibles. But this one right here, and this was $3.99. This one actually wasn't even in the cart. I mean, this one actually wasn't even on the shelf. It was in a cart and was getting ready to be put on the shelves. And I walked by and I thought, I'm getting that, and I grabbed it out of the cart. It wasn't even on the shelves yet. But whatever, because I'm not going to leave this in the store and wait. Even though I was probably going to go there the next day. But it was $3.99 for this, and I forget the discount price. I'm sure the Valentine stuff was, or no, there was no discount yet. So I actually paid full price for this thing. God, no, it was worth it. God, look how pretty. I mean, it's like it almost looks like a mirror ball, but it's kind of like a pink, it's sort of that pink green kind of metallicness to things. So it's kind of like that. This sort of mirrored heart, and then this pink glitter heart. This one was $2.99. I mean, like an unbeatable price. It's really beautiful. This is going to go on my Lucy tree. This gorgeous, kind of a light pink heart. And then this one is this gorgeous red. This is, I mean, beautiful. See, now I'm going to say beautiful like 50 times because I can't think of the damn words. Me, a writer, and I can't think of the damn words. But this is a beautiful red one. This is my favorite. I actually like this one better than the pink one, but I want to get the pink one too. And then they have these, like, I guess these are like vase fillers or like whatever the hell it is. They're these jewels, and of course I love jewels. But then they have some in here that are pink and that are shaped like hearts. And I'm gonna like scatter these around my, like maybe the bottom of my Lucy tree, or like, you know, around my Lucy collectibles or something. But there's like some regular, just plain looking jewels in here. But the heart ones are the ones that I'm gonna use for decorations for things. I don't know what I'm gonna actually use them for, but even if I'm just like sprinkle them around all my Lucy stuff, it's gonna be worth it. There's like a cut in here. I don't. Oh well. I should have gotten a discount. I hope they're all in here. But there's like a cut in here, probably from like a box cutter or something. But I can like pull one out since there's a cut in it. Oh, I could have just peeled the bottom off. It's like one of those where it's like resealable. But this gorgeous little. This gorgeous little heart. It's kind of like a little jewel and stuff. So I'll have those like decorated everywhere. It's gonna look just ridiculous all over my Lucy collectibles and stuff. But I'll love it. Ridiculous and gorgeous. Ridiculous and gorgeous. I don't care. So I said it again, whatever. Anyway, so that's going to be the end of this video. I know it's like a bunch of like random stuff and mainly about Christmas and stuff, but I just had a really fun holiday, and it was just like an amazing Christmas, and I've got a lot of nice stuff, and I had a good time with the family, and, you know, with our Christmas, and eating our roast, and, you know, opening up the gifts and seeing their reactions to everything. They just loved everything. It was just really another amazing holiday with the family, and I hope that you had a Christmas, if you can even remember it because it was so long ago, whenever you're watching this. I hope that when you did have your Christmas or whatever, months ago, that you had a really nice holiday, as nice as I did with my family and stuff. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.